Welcome to Quick and Easy Kitchen. Now today we are going to make one of my favorite meals. I love this meal and it's always budget friendly and it's a good meal. Now you will have to adjust this to your family size. I just have about a pound right there of ground sirloin, and what we are making Salisbury steak. I absolutely love Salisbury steak, and we're going to have a mushroom gravy over top of it. And this is going to be absolutely delicious. Now, the ingredients that you will need are, you will need some EVOO, which is extra virgin olive oil. I have kosher salt right here. You will also need A1 steak sauce or steak sauce of your choice. You can use 57 if you have that. Use whatever you have in your fridge. I'm also using Worcestershire sauce. That, pepper, oregano, mustard, ketchup, 1 egg. You will also need plain panko breadcrumbs, or you can just use breadcrumbs if you have that, or if you don't have that, you can use crackers, whichever one you have. Now you will need a jar of mushrooms, an onion, and you will need gravy of your choice. Now I'm using 2 gravy packets by French's, but you can use any gravy of your choice. You can use the canned gravy if you prefer, however you want to make this. But this is going to be absolutely delicious. It is easy, homemade Salisbury steak. Now what Mom's doing is she's got 1 tablespoon of ketchup. What I have here is I have 1/2 tablespoon of mustard. So we're going to put that in. Now if you have Dijon mustard or brown spicy mustard, you can use that as well. I have 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Okay, we are using 1 teaspoon of A1 sauce. Now Mom's using 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. Now we're using a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. We're going to use 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Mom's going to use 1 beaten egg in this. Now, if you have like 2 pounds, 3 pounds, or whatever, you'll have to adjust your egg.
Right. This is we're doing our mixture based on 1 pound.
What I've done is I've taken 1/4 cup of chopped mushroom right there. Remember how we had that jar of mushrooms? And anyways, I just took some out and I just chopped them on up. So we're going to add 1/4 cup of chopped mushroom. What I have here is I have 1 small onion, and it's 1/4 cup. See how I got 1/4 cup? So we're going to add 1/4 cup of onion chopped, and I like it very finely chopped. What I have here is I have a 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs, just regular. Now what we're doing is we're mixing this all up really good. This looks so good, and it smells, it smells wonderful, with the A1 steak sauce and the Worcestershire sauce and also the oregano and the salt and ketchup and everything like that. It's got a good blend to this. This is a good mix.
And now you're just going to make patties.
Yes, now what we're going to do is we're going to make some patties
but
here.
We're going to shape them. Okay.
Like that. So we're going to make them into patties like that.
We're going to we're going to shape them to where they look like a Salisbury steak.
What I have here is I have done like little meatloafs. I made them like little meatloafs instead of making them look like a hamburger. So I made them like a little meatloaf. And now that 1 pound made 5 of these. So you may want to adjust to your family size. And it wasn't a lot of meat, so it was just 1 pound. And it made 5. So like I said, you can use ground round, you can use ground sirloin, you can use chuck, you can use chicken or turkey. You can use whatever meat you like, but these are very good, and this mixture is very good. You'll like the ketchup, the A1 sauce, the Worcestershire sauce. It's definitely not lacking in any spices or flavor. Now, what Mom has done, she's put 2 tablespoons of EVOO in there, and now it's come to temperature, so now we're putting our Salisbury steaks on in. Now, we have this on the stove right now, and we're cooking these low and slow. Now, the internal temperature, before you serve this or take it out of the pan, you want to make sure that it reaches 160 to 165 internal degrees Fahrenheit, okay? So you want to make sure that these are cooked through. Now what Mom's doing is she's taking 2 packs of gravy mix right here. That's 1.
I'm slow moving today.
And then there's 2. And then you're going to take how many cups of water, Mom?
It's 2 cups. It's 1 package that you use, and it calls for 1 cup of cold water.
Right.
And you want to make sure that your water is cold. So you're just going to add that in just like that. And you're going to whisk it around until it dissolves. I love instant gravy. And now what you're going to do is just going to take the rest of these mushrooms and you're going to put it right in. Just like that. And then you're going to take it to the stove and you're going to whisk it up here and just cook it until it's done.
What I've done is I have taken our Salisbury steaks out, I've cleaned our pan, and then I put those onto a plate, and then what I did was I put those back on in and I poured our gravy. Separate pan, and I put the 2 packages of gravy, and I also took 2 cups of cold water and also the mushrooms, and I made that onto the stove. So I made our gravy separate from this. I did not make all that together. So I wanted to clarify that. So I put it into a separate pan, and then I cleaned out our pan right here that you see our stuff's cooking in. And then what I did was I put the Salisbury steak back in, and then I poured the gravy with the mushrooms and stuff, and this is it right now. And you can see how good this is cooking. This looks really, really, really good. And let me show you. Look how nice that gravy looks. And everything. Look at the mushrooms. Look at that.
And that's going to go over top the instant mashed potatoes that we're going to make.
Yeah, and we're making instant mashed potatoes, but like I said, you can make any side of your choice. You can just have this with a salad.
Or you can serve this on noodles or rice.
Yeah, you can do noodles.
You can make like a stroganoff out of this.
Yeah. You can have peas or a vegetable, asparagus. You can do a vegetable. You can do a salad, or you can do any side of your choice. We just have some instant mashed potatoes, and I thought with our gravy and the mushrooms that would be perfect. But you can see how good this looks. And it made 5. Now I had a pound of ground sirloin, and it made 5 of these. So you will have to adjust it to your family size. But these look really, really good. And I'm just putting more gravy onto it because this is what makes it. But I will say, this is not a dull Salisbury steak. This has spice in it because you have the spice of the A1 sauce. You also have the spice of the the oregano, the salt and pepper, and then you also have ketchup, mustard, and then you also have Worcestershire sauce. So you have a good amount of spice in this, and it's very, very flavorful. All right, everyone, we have our instant mashed potatoes right here, and they're just regular Idaho. And I did like a little boat right here, and I just put some mushroom gravy, and it's just brown gravy. It's what it is. Now, like I said, you can use canned gravy, or you can use any type of gravy. If you want to make your gravy homemade, by all means. But I'm going to sample this right now for you guys. I absolutely love the instant mashed potatoes with this, and I love the mushrooms with this and the gravy. Very, very good. This is a very good dinner, and it's a light dinner. It's not a heavy dinner. And then, like I said, you can use a vegetable with this, or you can use a salad. It doesn't have to be potatoes. Now I'm going to try. Now I want you guys to see this Salisbury steak. Now I absolutely love Salisbury steak. Look how hot that is, and look how good that is. Perfect. It melts right in your mouth. Anyways, I want to thank everyone for watching our video today of our homemade easy Salisbury steak, and also our mushroom gravy, along with our instant mashed potatoes. Thank you so much for watching our video. Please click the subscribe button and notification bell so that way every time I come on you know. And if you're watching this video for the first time, please click the subscribe button. Mom and I would love to have you as part of our YouTube family. And it really does help us out, and it helps the channel, so that way we can keep bringing you more and more and more delicious recipes.
I'm coming back in for more. Very good.
Again, take care, and I want to thank all of our subscribers out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.